What's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some...
Not your skill at bargaining.
No deal.
Jesus Christ. What happened to you?
All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back to episode 2 of Horror Tuesdays, where hopefully you'll come for all of your horror news. I'm Nadia, host of the channel Horror with Nadia, or I'll Be Right Back, whichever floats your boat. And we have some exciting things. I don't know why I have a pen in my name. Exciting things to talk about. Before we get into it, do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. Follow along for all of this new adventure in horror. Come on, you know you want to. First thing I want to share before we get into the news is this. I saw this on my Twitter feed. I don't know if I can blow this up. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it a little bit larger. If anybody noticed this, this is from A Haunting of Hill House, Netflix, a couple years back, Mike Flanagan. And this is the tall hat guy or hat guy, whatever. Anyway, the reason why I wanted to bring this up was, one, it's creepy. And two, when I first watched through the series, this scene creeped me out the most with this guy going from door to door, floating and chasing the kids. It reminded me of like nightmares I used to have as a kid of stuff like this. So I don't know. Anybody else? Did it hit with anybody else, or am I just crazy? I'm probably just crazy. But I just wanted to share this back behind the scenes photo, and I thought it was really cool. I also like the idea of the texture into his coat and the aging and stuff. They really, went all out. Good job. All right, so let's get into our first topic of the day, which I'm sure everybody is super excited for, is that Blumhouse is bringing My Bloody Valentine back. Isn't that cool? I don't know if it is. My only stipulations to this is that they bring it back on 3D, like when they brought it back in the early 90s, early 2000s when I saw the remake of it. So, released in 1981, the original Canadian slasher, My Bloody Valentine, spawned a Hollywood remake in 2009. I'm aging myself. My Bloody Valentine. Totally cool. I'm totally into this. These are the type of movies I really like, the old slasher type films. I don't know if the remake holds up as well, though. But it is Blumhouse, and I'm pretty on par. Like, I'm pretty trusting of Blumhouse. If you haven't seen the original, it's pretty good. The remake's a little cheesy, but the whole point is during that time, we had a lot of 3D remakes in 3D added to movies. I would be into it. I think it says that director Patrick Lusser, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. The 3D remake follows a similar storyline. Directed by. I promise you I've read this a million times. I don't know why I am not following suit on this. Maybe because I'm tired. It's basically a decade-old folktale surrounding the deranged, murdered, killings of those who celebrated Valentine's Day. Turns out to be a true to legend when a group defies the killer's orders and people start turning up dead. That's the original 1981 film. Anyway, besides my blundering through this, I highly recommend checking out the remake. The original is fun too, but I grew up with the remake. Is it an Oscar-worthy film? No. Is it in my Halloween, like I watch it every year? No. If it comes out on TV, playing in the background, sure, I'm going to dive into it. Why not? I mean, it's just about teenagers being killed by a mass murderer. Who doesn't love stuff like that? So be on the lookout. Hopefully this will bring life back into the franchise. All right. So moving on to our next favorite topic, which everybody has been all over my feeds about this, and it's the BeetleJuice trailer. I don't know if anybody who's watching this has seen it. There we go. BeetleJuice. Now, to me, BeetleJuice is a superior Halloween film. I love it more than Hocus Pocus. I think it's better. And I'm not saying there aren't better movies out there, but to me, everybody talks about staples during Halloween season, and they go, "Oh, Hocus Pocus," which, by the way, not really meant for kids if you really follow along the storyline. To me, that's BeetleJuice. I loved BeetleJuice since I was a kid, enjoyed it, watched the cartoon as well, and now we're back. So many years. And I don't know how I feel about this. I have, again, enjoyed the original. I'm glad the original cast is coming back. I was a little weary about it in the beginning when they first announced it, but to me, I'm like, I don't know if they would be able to capture the magic of the original in the sequel. I'm willing to give it a try because, again, this is a franchise that I really do enjoy. But, like, here, let's check out the trailer.
Here's a preview. Be warned, it's intense.
You can't have it without her. Let me blow it up a little bit.
Can't believe Grandpa's dead.
Death is hard.
Grandpa's dead because Grandpa was doing something in real life, so he shouldn't. Yeah, look into that. We're trying to keep this PG-13, as I swear throughout this whole video.
Yeah, sometimes I think life is harder.
I like Jenna Ortega. I really enjoy her in the Scream franchise. I haven't seen Wednesday. I'm very partial to the original Addams Family. Well, it wouldn't be the original, but the movies I grew up with. So I'm very partial to that. I don't know if I would enjoy Wednesday. Did you enjoy Wednesday, folks? If you liked Wednesday, comment below. Maybe I'll give it a try. The makeup. My brain goes to this. BeetleJuice is a demon, or he's dead, or whatever you want to call him. Why is he aging? Just a question. Hope it's good. I really do. I'm a big root for physical effects into things, and I just don't know. It makes me wonder with how movies are nowadays, which is sad because I feel on one hand I understand the cost of going to movies has increased quite a lot. I mean, it's different than when I grew up and there was like 3 of us and my parents, and we would go, and it was an afternoon activity, right, on the weekends. Now it's quite expensive wherever you go to see movies, and it's hit or miss, and people nowadays can stream most of things too. So I hope this gets butts in the seats. We'll see if it holds up. And again, I like Tim Burton. He's hit or miss with me. He's hit or miss with a couple of his movies. So we'll see. And let's move on. Let's talk about my favorite franchise for the 100th time. That's going to be Scream. So there was a tweet that I saw. Let me pull it up. Let me make sure I have it. Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it any of them? No. So give me 1 second, folks. Let's pull it up. Because I saw somebody had listed out rumors for Scream 7, and I'm interested to see what everybody's take is on this, on the cast. I wonder what they're going to do for Scream 7. Okay, here we go. Rumored Scream 7 cast members have been shared by members on the pop culture forum ATRL. I don't know what that forum is. Shows my age, I guess. Kerry Russell. Okay. This really... I don't know why they would have... Oh, interesting. Leslie Grossman. I do like Leslie a lot in American Horror Story. And then we have Zion Morano, which I've never heard of. Gail Harold, which I've heard of. I've seen him in a couple of things. Kaylee Hyman and Milo Mayhem. Is it Mayhem? Milo Mayhem? Okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? What is your dream cast for Scream? I really liked Jenna Ortega in it. I know she's not coming back. This would be interesting to see where they take it further. I also enjoyed... why can't I think of her name? And I know she's really good. Melissa... Is it Barrera? Anyway, She's great in it too, and it's sad to say that they're not coming back. So it would be interesting where they're going to pick up. Obviously, Neve Campbell's coming back as Sydney, so that should be interesting. But I don't know. I'm not really warm to this idea of this. I mean, I do like Leslie Grossman. She cracks me up when I've seen her in a couple of things for American Horror Story. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a good casting choice? Do you think this is what they're going with? I haven't heard of Carrie Russell in a long time. Has she been in anything recently? Let's look it up together. Carrie Russell. All right. What have you been in, Carrie? Let's take a look. Oh, I guess she was in Cocaine Bear. Okay. Antlers. Oh, right. That's the other. I want to watch that. I haven't seen it yet. That's on my to watch list. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm hot or cold. I'm not really. One way or another. I don't care. To me, with Scream, it's the setting and the twist that matters. Acting wise, okay, maybe, but to me, is where are they going to set this in? I don't know. I would love to see. I don't know what. I mean, they did the big city. What would be a good setting for it? Small hometown. Big. Ooh. Why not a cruise? That'd be crazy. Let's go space on a boat. I like that idea. Go space on a boat. Well, moving on. We have Last of Us news, which I'm sure everybody is super, super excited for Last of Us news. Now, I know the series was hot and cold with a lot of people. And of course, I'm in the one that I enjoyed the series. I've never played the video game, so I can understand somebody who might have played the video game might be upset with how the series goes. I already know, spoilers for myself, how Last of Us 2 video game went. I can understand why people are upset. Again, never played the game. I don't know. I don't understand the hype of them, but regardless. So I guess Jeffrey Wright joins The Last of Us Season 2 as Isaac. And from what my understanding is that he also voiced that character. Oh, right here. Duh. Filming on The Last of Us Season 2 is underway. Jeffrey Wright has joined the cast as Isaac, the character he voiced in The Last of Us Part 2. So I like Jeffrey Wright. Again, he's one of those that can hit or miss. I think he's very talented. I think he's underrated sometimes in roles that he has, but we'll see. It also, Catherine O'Hara is going to guest. Catherine O'Hara. Why do I always mess up people's names? I don't know. We're doing it live. Also guest stars in Last of Us Season 2. Interesting. I'm going to watch it. I enjoyed the first one. I know a lot of people didn't. I thought it was good. It's a slow burn. It's more focused on the human aspect of it. I get it. Not for everybody's cup of tea. I don't know. I think Season 2 could be pretty good if they have a bigger budget. We'll see. What did you guys think of Last of Us? Speaking of which, the last of you, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for all future horror news. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of Season 1 of The Last of Us. Moving on. We're going to get this right. Speaking of right, one thing I want to touch base again on is the Friday the 13th franchise. I know it was talked about heavily in my last video somewhat. Let me mark down a note for myself. What I wanted to bring up was my friend's tweet. My friend Horror Amorato. Don't be mad at me, Horror. I don't say names very well. Let's go with that. So they're reporting that a new Friday the 13th film probably won't happen for another 2 to 3 years. What I love about this tweet is she said, good, the best horror is done on a shoestring budget and New Line gets that. Completely agree with her. Most horror films I've seen, the smaller the budget, apparently the better the horror, because they can focus on the character development and the story, because they know the story has to land. They cannot hide behind big budget effects like CGI and things. So good. I completely agree with her. So it looks like we're probably not going to get another Friday the 13th film for another 2 to 3 years. I'm okay with that. Take your time with it. I know a lot of controversy around the series that we covered in my last episode. And also, I guess Jason's getting his own video game character. He gets his own multiverse. Jason battles Bugs Bunny, Velma, Shaggy, and more. Interesting. So he's going to be playable character in the Warner Brothers and First Players game upcoming video game Multiverse, a free-to-platform fighter game. Ooh, I think I might check this out. I dabble in video games now here and there. I would love to see Jason up against Bugs Bunny. I don't know how that would go. But that's cool that it's a playable character with their new game. Kind of reminds me of, I think it's Dead by Daylight, where they have certain DLCs? DLCs. I told you I dabble. I'm not an expert. Where they have certain horror icons in. So that's pretty cool. I dig it. I would play this. I mean, I just got into Fortnite. I know. Ooh, cool me, right? Fortnite player. So this sounds like somewhat like a Fortnite game. Totally game. Let's do it. Who's going to play with me? Silence. And then one thing I want to mention as well is the Peter Pan universe, or the Winnie the Pooh universe. If anybody doesn't know, which you should, so Winnie the Pooh became free to public domain. They made that first Winnie the Pooh movie, which, by the way, I liked. From a filmmaker's point of view, I can really appreciate what they were trying to do. I haven't seen the sequel, but I guess it opens it up to a whole universe of things that are going to be free. And one of that being Peter Pan. So there is a look of what he's going to look like. Let me pull it up. Here we go. From the Hollywood Handle, first look at Peter in the Poohniverse. I hope I'm saying that right. Peter Pan, Neverland, The Nightmare. He looks pretty good. This is cool. Most people don't know Peter and Wendy is one of my favorite stories of all time. I actually have a first copy of the book. My husband found one. It was a wedding gift to me, anniversary gift. And I've just always loved the story of Peter Pan, maybe because I can't ever grow up. So this is going to be interesting. I have not ever seen a live action Peter Pan done well other than Hook. And I feel like Hook is its own juggernaut in its own corner. So this will be fun. I am excited to check it out. What do you guys think? Are you excited for the Poohniverse? Are you looking forward to Peter Pan or Pinocchio? Or have you seen the first 2 Winnie the Pooh movies? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And lastly, because we don't like to waste time here at Horror Tuesdays, one of the last things I want to talk about is the Munster Remake, which I'm sure some of you don't know is happening. So the Munster Remake, which I was doing some research and I found this out. I love Joe Blow website. They're like one of the best. Honestly, their reporting is great. I enjoy it. I enjoy their videos. Shout out to them if they ever see this. So 1313, James Wan, Lindsay Anderson Beer, developing a dark reimagining of the Munsters, which I can get behind, other than that really awful Rob Zombie remake that came to Netflix, a couple years ago. So bad. So Pet Sematary Bloodlines director Lindsay Anderson Beer, which problematic in its own self. I hear Pet Sematary Bloodlines is not that great. I haven't checked it out yet. I love Pet Sematary. It's one of my favorite King books, and the movie is great as well. So we'll see. So this is coming to Paramount and works on Paramount for a new version of Sleepy Hollow film inspired by Yep. Where was it? So she also, with genre regular James Wan, develop a TV series called 1313, which is described as being a darker reimagining of the 1964 classic sitcom The Munsters. If 1313 gets a series ordered, Anderson Beer will be serving as a showrunner. I'm cool with this. I would be interested in checking it out. It's apparently going to be a horror series that plays to the Universal Monsterverse, and that's cool. They're going to have including vampires, little werewolf, version of Frankenstein monster. I could dig it. It has to be done well because we know as remakes have come and go, the Universal monsters are hit or miss. The Mummy with Tom Cruise wasn't that great, but the Invisible Man was fantastic. So I'm this is definitely on my I would definitely check it out, especially with James Wan. Granted, I didn't like his last movie for HBO, which was Malignant. That's a whole nother thing. Should do a breakdown of that. But what do you guys think? This definitely has to be better than that bad Rob Zombie remake. And it's bad. I don't want to hear anybody else tell me otherwise. I can't. Like I'm willing to hear people's opinions on it. I totally would understand maybe if you like it. You can like bad things, but appreciate that it's bad. That was really bad. I get, but Rob Zombie for me, like I liked Rob Zombie's Halloween's remake. I thought it was pretty good, especially the first one. Gruesome, loved it. He's hit or miss with me, man. I don't know. I think it's because he's too much focused on being a visual storyteller where you have to have so many things on the screen instead of actually developing his stories and his characters better. It's just opinion. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for this? Have you heard about this ever? I don't know. I went digging. I found this out. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So on that note, folks, that's Horror Tuesday. Pretty short and sweet. I want to thank you again for staying tuned with me and checking out things. I hopefully you enjoy my little tidbits of news in the horror community. If there's something you want me to cover, please comment below. And until next time, I hope everybody has a spooktaculous day. Bye, everybody.